and by our sacred purpose. Today I call upon no distant deity in an unknown heaven to be with us now to bless these wedding rites. For called or uncalled, in every moment of our lives, the creating, sustaining, transforming power of the universe is with us, ever nearer than our own breath. Yet in those moments when we know love, we are doubly blessed. For in these, the most precious, sought after, and treasured moments that life has to offer, we may also catch, like the flash of radiance from a jewel, a glimpse of the bounteous ocean of divine love, in which we live and move and have our being every moment of our lives, whether we know it or not. May Lisa and Jen, their families, and all this good company of witnesses be showered with awareness of the presence of that love among us now, shimmering and dancing, lighting us up like stars, that we may, in these our precious moments together, drink to the depths the cup of our joy. Dear friends, you are Jen and Lisa's closest family and friends. And whether you live across the street or around the world, it is precious that you are with them here today. And you are their network of support. Their special appreciation is extended to those who have traveled the farthest to join them. And I ask you to affirm that you celebrate with them the decision that they have made to enter together into marriage by responding together, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
And do you, witnessing the vows that they are about to make, promise to do all in your power to support them in upholding the commitment they make to one another here today? And if so, please join in responding, yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Jen and Lisa now wish to offer to their parents a memento of their gratitude and appreciation for all they have done in supporting and nurturing them in becoming the women who are able to meet in this day their full and authentic and best selves, giving themselves to one another in marriage. The first reading, Goodrich versus the Department of Health, by Massachusetts Supreme Court Chief Justice Margaret H. Marshall, will be offered by Becca Driscoll.
Civil marriage is at once a deeply personal commitment to another human being and a highly public celebration of the ideals of mutuality, companionship, intimacy, fidelity, and family. It is an association that promotes a way of life, not causes, a harmony in living, not political faiths, a bilateral loyalty, not commercial or social project. Because it fulfills yearnings for security, safe haven, and connection that expresses our common humanity, civil marriage is an esteemed institution. And the decision whether and whom to marry is among life's momentous acts of self-definition. And now an excerpt from a more recent opinion. No union is more profound than marriage, for it embodies the highest ideals of love, fidelity, devotion, sacrifice, sacrifice, and family. In forming a marital union, two people become something greater than once they were. As some of the petitioners in this case demonstrate, marriage embodies a love that may endure past death, even death. It would misunderstand these men and women to say they disrespect the idea of marriage. Their plea is that they do respect it so deeply that they seek to find its fulfillment for themselves. Their hope is not to be condemned to live in loneliness, excluded from one of civilization's oldest institutions. They ask for equal dignity in the eyes of the law. The Constitution grants them that right.
The second reading from Plato's Symposium will be offered by Aaron Snook.
Humans have never understood the power of love. For if they had, they would surely have built noble temples and altars and offered solemn sacrifices. Love is our best friend, our helper, and the healer of the ills which prevent us from being happy. To understand the power of love, we must understand that our original human nature was not like it is now, but different. Human beings each had two sets of arms, two sets of legs, and two faces looking in opposite directions. There were three sexes then, one comprised of two men, called the children of the sun, one made of two women, called the children of the earth, and a third made of a man and a woman, called the children of the moon. Due to the power and might of these original humans, the gods began to fear that their reign might be threatened. They sought for a way to end the humans' insolence without destroying them. It was at this point that Zeus divided the humans in half. Each of us, when separated, having one side only, is but the indenture of a person, and we are always looking for our other half. Those whose original nature lies with the children of the sun are men who are drawn to other men. Those from the children of the earth are women who love other women. And those from the children of the moon are men and women drawn to one another. And when one of us meets our other half, we are lost in an amazement of love and friendship and intimacy, and would not be out of the other's sight even for a moment. We pass our whole lives together, desiring that we should be melted into one, to spend our lives as one person instead of two, and so that after our death, there will be one departed soul instead of two. This is the very expression of our ancient need. And the reason is that human nature was originally one, and we were whole. And the desire and the pursuit of the whole is called love.
And the third reading, Blessing for a Marriage, by James Dillett Freeman, will be offered by Fielding Arnold.
May marriage bring you all the exquisite excitements a marriage should bring. And may life grant you also patience, tolerance, and understanding. May you always need one another, not so much to fill your emptiness as to help you know your fullness. A mountain needs a valley to be complete. The valley does not make the mountain less, but more. And the valley is more a valley because it has a mountain towering over it. So let it be with you and you. May you need one another, but not out of weakness. May you want one another, but not out of lack. May you entice one another, but not compel one another. May you embrace one another, but not out-encircle one another. May you succeed in all important ways with one another, and not fail in the little graces. May you look for things to praise, often say, I love you, and take no notice of small faults. If you have quarrels that push you apart, may both of you hope to have good enough sense to take the first step back. May you enter into the mystery, which is the awareness of one another's presence, no more physical than spiritual, warm and near when you are side by side, and warm and near when you are in separate rooms or even in distant cities. May you have happiness, and may you find it in making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it loving one another.
Lisa and Jen, we who are gathered here today come as witnesses and as celebrants to affirm with gladness your choice to enter into marriage with one another. We come to offer you our blessing and to stand as an embracing community, holding you with love and offering our support for your marriage this day and always. But we come also to receive your blessing, for you come before us and before life itself to join together your destinies. And such an act of faith, courage, and devotion touches us all. Your lives will be forever changed by the vows you make here today. For by marriage you pledge to hold the joys, the concerns, and the dreams of another human being in equal weight with your own. Such an undertaking is for grown-ups only. Indeed, marriage, the deepest intertwining of two lives, is one of the great spiritual paths to enlightenment. All paths to enlightenment are a quest for wholeness, and each has its particular perils. Know then that the perils of marriage are three. They are the flood, the fire, and the ice. The flood is the great tide of the demands of the world, which will wash over you relentlessly, seeking to claim all of your time and attention. But step out of this tide each day and make a sacred island of time that is yours alone. The fire is anger too hotly expressed, with burning arrows dipped in the poison of unkindness. Such barbs still sicken love when the wound has appeared to heal. But the ice is anger that is not expressed at all, for unresolved resentment slowly freezes the river of love that must be ever moving between the shores of your souls. Rather, a deep and abiding marriage is a carefully tended heart, steadily and lovingly cared for. And tending this hearth requires that you open your heart to your beloved to speak your full truth with love and to listen in the same open-hearted spirit each day. May you speak always with self-respect and self-compassion, honoring the preciousness of what you hold dear, and in equal measure allowing your heart to be touched with tenderness and understanding for what is most precious for your beloved. There's no more challenging and no holier spiritual path, and two hearts must renew their choice of it each day, coming into the present of that day with fresh love and faithfulness for what that day will bring. And we who witness such a commitment are ennobled by it and refreshed in hope for our own lives. For every one of us here today longs for the treasures of love. And so I ask that everyone who has come this day to offer a blessing to Jen and to Lisa join now in the weaving of a sacred blessing and a magic spell. I invite you to pay attention to the openness of your own heart. Just notice how open or closed your heart feels to the possibility of love in your life. And if you find that any part of your heart is closed out of cynicism or resentment or fear, I invite you just for now to set that aside. It's a heavy burden. If you want it back, I assure you, you can have it. But just for now, in this moment, open your heart to the knowledge it has always possessed, that you deserve love. And that all the love you have ever longed for is your birthright and can be yours. So for this moment, suspend all disbelief and imagine how it would feel to love and be loved without limit or restraint, without caution or resentment or fear.